another thing with Yuzu. Oh, man. When Yuzu arrived, I was very like... At that point, I was already really close with Shoto, right? I think. Like, I was already comfortable with him. Comfortable enough, chat, that I was comfortable sitting beside him. I know that sounds stupid as hell, but like, I'm very awkward. And when I just met someone, I like to sit in front of them and not next to them. But if I'm comfortable with them, then I'm okay with anything. You know? So I was comfortable enough and we were sitting side by side waiting for Yuzu. Like, we're like, yay! Like, Yuzu came. I sat beside Shoto. And that's when I realized I have spoken to Yuzu significantly less than anybody else on this trip. Like, I've spoken to Yuzu twice online, 2 times. The first time was live talking about the trip. The second time was talking about the trip. Yeah, I didn't know anything about Yuzu aside from the fact that she streams, but I didn't know anything else about her. And when she arrived, chat, Yuzu is really pretty, right? I didn't know what to say. And I sat there in complete silence because Yuzu came in with Numi. That is also the first time I met Yuzu and also the first time I met Numi IRL. And like 2 beautiful girls entered the room and I'm like, hi! Instantly, I clam up because I don't... Here's one thing though, like, we're about to go to bed. Like, this is late at night. We're about to go to bed. Numi came in with her pajamas and shit. Like, we're all about to go to bed, right? And Numi's face looks like it's like she's glowing. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, do you have makeup on or something? So I was like trying to look at Numi. I'm like, ah, shit. Like, I don't have makeup on because I'm about to go to bed. But like, you look like no joke, chat. Like, her skin was like smooth and glowing. Like, her eyes look beautiful. Like, it literally looked like she had makeup, right? So I was like, why do you have makeup? We're about to go to bed. And I realized that's just how she naturally looks like. So I'm just staring at Numi. And then I'm staring at Yuzu. Because I'm just like, damn. Was that the same night I called Yuzu oily? Yeah, I think so. I think, like, Yuzu was like, Shoto! And Shoto's like, oh my god, you're so oily or some shit like that. But I thought they looked glowing. Okay, Shoto's so fucking mean, I swear to god. But I was just sitting there. And like, Shoto, Yuzu, and Numi, they've met a lot before. I mean, more than me. So I felt very like, I was like, you know when you're talking with people, like, well, I wasn't talking. Actually, I didn't say a word. I think I didn't say anything. I just went like, I was quiet. And I was like, hi. I think I shook Numi's hand. I don't remember. But Yuzu came in for a hug. Like, Yuzu's like, can I give you a hug? And then Yuzu hugged me. And then I was very awkwardified. Because you know, I think Yuzu's the first friend I had whose first introduction was like a hug. You know what I mean? Like, usually I settle for handshakes or like far away distance, like hello or like a bow. But like a hug? Not as often. So when Yuzu came in for a hug, I hope she doesn't notice how awkward I was. I literally did not know how to like give another hug back. So like my hand was like floating in the air awkwardly. I looked at Numi and Numi laughed at me. So like my face was like that. Like Yuzu was like, oh, can I give you a hug? And then I was like, yeah, like that. And like Numi laughed. So I was like, wow, what a great start to this trip. Yeah, I fucking hover-handed her. Because I'm very, you know, it's just like, I'm awkward. I'm a VTuber, okay? I'm a VTuber. So I didn't say anything. So Yuzu didn't know that that was me until I decided to be like, hi, after they were already talking. Like, I was just sitting there in silence for like 20 fucking minutes. And then I said, hi. And then I was like, wow. And then she's like, oh my god, you're Michi? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh my god, can I give you a hug? I'm like, yeah. That's all I said. I said, hi, yeah. That's it. I think I said hi one more time for Numi, but that's it. I said, hi, yeah. And then that's it, right? And then I sat there and I was just like looking at them. And I realized, I was like, oh no, am I intruding? Because like, I know they're good friends and they've met before and they were like, well, I miss you guys, blah, blah, blah. So they're like talking with each other. And then I was like, oh shit. Like, you know when like you miss your friends and you want to talk with your friends? So I feel like I didn't want to intrude because I felt really guilty. And I was like, oh, you know, I should like leave them so then they have time to like catch up with themselves. You know what I mean? Like, it's like just the three of them and they can catch up with each other. And like, I know I'm also a friend, but like, we're not as close with each other at that time. That was like day one, and we've never met before, but you guys have, like, they have met before. And I was like, oh, don't let me intrude, right? So I was like, shit, am I like intruding? Am I making like the situation awkward and tense? And I remembered, I thought that Numi didn't like me too much because I kept staring at Numi, and then Numi wouldn't look at me back. And then I was like, oh, she hates me. I swear to God. Okay, wait. To clear this up, you know, things changed throughout the trip, but like, that was my first impression, you know what I mean? It's like, I was looking at Numi, and Numi didn't look at me back. And I was like, oh, she hates me. So I was like, oh, is it because they want to talk to each other first? I should like excuse myself because I don't want to intrude on this beautiful friendship. So I decided to say I want to go to bed. I was like, oh, anyways, you guys, I'm gonna sleep first. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night, you guys. So then I left the room to go to my room to lay down in bed. And let me explain to you the situation. Let me open MS Paint one more time. Wow, I'm so good at drawing. This is accurate, by the way, real and true. And then this is like the door, right? So how this works, chat, is you can, like, let's say I'm over here and I want some privacy. I can close this room so the people in this room, if they open this door, they can't go through, because like, if this door is closed, all I see is a wall, right? So in order for a person to go from one room to the other, both doors needs to be open. Yeah, it's like a double door. So if I want to go from this room to this room, both of the doors need to be open for me to do that. If one door is closed, I can't connect. So I left this room. I was in Shoto's room, and I went tuk, 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 to my room. And when I'm here, I'm like, oh, I hear Sho, Numi, and Yuzu like talking about something. And I realize, I'm like, ah, shit, I should give them privacy, right? Because like, I don't want them to feel uncomfortable, and I also don't want to be like eavesdropping. So I was like, okay, I should give them privacy. So I was about to close my own bedroom door. Like, I was about to close this door. But then, chat, I realized that right here, like right here, were Numi's shoes. So I was in my room, right? Like, I entered this room like, okay, I should close the door to give them some privacy so then they can like, you know, like reconnect and talk to each other and have a lot of fun, right? And then I realized, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed now. Oh shit, that's Numi's shoe. Shit. If I close the door, now here's how I think, chat. If I close my door, right, Numi cannot retrieve her shoes, because then she can't access my room. So my choice, there are two choices. The first choice is I take Numi's shoes, I go back, and I'm like, oh, by the way, guys, here's your shoe. But anyways, good night. Or I leave the door open and I just fucking go to bed. You know what I mean? I decided that the first option is bad, so I went with the second option. So I was like, okay, well, Numi's shoes is over here and she needs her shoes to go back to her room, so I'll just leave the door open and I'm just gonna lay down. So I laid down over here and they were talking. And I heard everything, low-key. But like, they were talking about stuff. Nothing was bad, but I just felt kind of bad. Like, I was like, oh shit, I could hear everything. So I put earphones in my ear. Like, I grabbed my earphones, I put them in, and then I was on my phone, right? Because I'm like, I'm not gonna eavesdrop. That's cringe of me. You know, like, they deserve privacy. So I'm like, earphones, laying on the bed. And as I was doing this, I realized something. That means whenever they're done with this conversation, Numi is gonna go to my room to grab her shoes to head to her own room. However, if she enters my room and she sees that I'm still awake on my phone, that means I lied that I said that I was going to bed. But it is true, I did kind of lie that I was going to bed because I haven't put on like my sleeping cream yet. So I was like, ah, shit, right? I'd be caught in a lie. So I laid there and I was like, damn, now I have to notice. So I laid there. I was listening to, no joke, soft music on my phone. Like, I wasn't even opening my phone. I was just listening to like BGM on my bed. And then finally, I saw like a pair of legs enter the room. I saw like the shoes being taken away. And then like after 5 minutes, I took my like earphones out, and I'm like, oh, I guess they're done. Like, they left. Okay, now I'm just gonna quietly. So then, like, I had to sneak into the toilet. I had to, like, put on my face cream, and I snuck back onto my bed. Like, I was just fucking sneaking everywhere because I was like, okay, well, now I guess I can close the door. And that was the first day. As you can tell, chat, I am very, very, very good at socializing. One of the best, dare I say. I was so nervous. I was so fucking like, I don't know. Like, I got close to Shoto, but then I didn't know anybody else, and I was like shitting myself, low-key. The next morning, I forgot to grab my meds, so I went to like breakfast, and I messaged my mom. I was like, shit, mom, I think my meds are still in your bag, because I packed my stuff, but I put my meds in her bag instead. And I was like, oh, can I grab my meds? So then I got breakfast with my mom. And in hindsight, I feel like it didn't really make the situation better. Like, Yuzu and Numi came into the room. I left. The next morning, I didn't eat with them. But it wasn't because I hate them that time. Like, I had to grab my meds, and my mom started talking. So I was like, oh, okay. So then now I'm eating breakfast with my mom because, well, I need to grab something from her. And she just started yapping. So I was like, oh, okay. So then that happened. And what the fuck did we do that day? We go cinema, I think. So I think on that day, I asked, like... that time? Wait, well, I don't what do you mean that time? I was awkward once. It was only the first day. I asked Numi, because Numi went there with, like, her roommates and her friends, and I didn't know them either. So I was like, wow, I guess we're meeting up, right? So then we all met up, and that was my first time meeting, like, Numi's friends and roomies, and they're really, really nice, and they're really sweet, but I was also very awkward.